The silence of a summer night, 1912, Iowa. The only sound, crickets and the distant hoot of an owl. Inside the white farmhouse, total quiet. That is until the silence was torn apart by the thud of an axe. Now 8 people are dead, 6 of them children. Their heads crushed like watermelons, their bodies drowned in blood. But the killer didn't stick around. Or did he? Because when the neighbors arrived, they saw that the house hadn't been broken into. No windows were smashed, no locks forced. Whoever killed the family walked right in. As if invited, they laid the children out carefully on the beds, almost tenderly, covering them in blankets. Then they covered the mirrors in the bedroom and the bathroom, as if ashamed of their own reflection, or maybe afraid that the dead might rise and seek revenge. They cooked themselves a meal, ate it at the table with the children's dishes, then tucked more blankets around the corpses, and then they stayed for days, drinking from the family's cups, sleeping in their beds, leaving behind the stench of blood and decay. Legend says the house never went quiet again. Footsteps at night, children's laughter, whispers on the stairs, even shadows lurking behind the upstairs windows, taunting the living with the ghosts of the dead. The Hinterkaifeck Farm, 1922, Germany. For weeks, the Gruber family had been hearing strange sounds, footsteps in the attic at night, whispering voices between the beams. They found nothing. But then the snow fell. And when Andreas Gruber went outside to investigate the footprints, his face drained of color. They led to the farmhouse but never back out. The day before, someone had slaughtered every member of his family with a mattock. Their bodies lay stacked in the barn, as if gathered for some dark ritual. But here's what twists the knife. For 4 days afterward, someone lived in that house. The animals were fed, the kitchen was used, smoke curled from the chimney. Whoever killed them stayed among the dead, sleeping in the very bed still warm with blood. Was it a madman or a monster? The villagers called it the devil's work. But maybe worse than the devil is this: a man who kills a family and then moves right in like he belongs there. Dyatlov Pass, 1959, Russia. 9 young hikers set out across the frozen mountains. A week later, their tent was found slashed open from the inside, their belongings still there, their boots and their coats, as if something had chased them out into the snow, clawing to escape their own shelter. The bodies told the story no one wanted to believe. Some were frozen stiff with terror. Some had skulls crushed, ribs snapped, eyes gouged from their faces. But there were no footprints of attackers, no signs of struggle, only the whisper of wind over the pass. The Soviets wrote it off as an unknown force, a sudden avalanche perhaps, or a rogue Yeti. But the locals had another word for it, a curse. They say if you listen on a still night at Dyatlov Pass, you'll hear the hikers screaming, running barefoot forever from something that no man has ever seen. 3 stories, 3 murders, 3 shadows on history that refuse to fade. Maybe it was human hands, maybe not. But one truth lingers. Sometimes evil doesn't hide in haunted houses or graveyards. Sometimes it crawls into our world through ordinary doors on ordinary nights and leaves behind stains that never wash away. Thanks for watching. Now, do you believe in curses?